Hey everybody, this is the fourth here, and in this video I wanted to introduce you to a technique regarding compression and dynamics processing, and this technique is de-essing. So sometimes when you record an audio file of a vocalist, you'll get some really present S sounds in that recording. And here is an example of that kind of thing happening.
Baddest things all seem so right for baddest things all seem so right.
You can hear that the S's are pretty loud. They're kind of too loud in this section of the song.
Baddest things all seem so right for me. What I do.
And you could try to fix it by using EQ, but you'll probably find that the rest of the vocals, when you don't have those S's, kind of get a little bit less bright. They kind of lose the brightness, and you don't really want to do that. So what you can do instead is use multiband compression to de-ess that sound. So here it is normally.
Baddest things all seem so right. Baddest things all seem so right.
And here it is with the multiband compression on, doing the de-essing.
Baddest things all seem so right. Baddest things all seem so right. Baddest things all seem so right.
And you can hear that with it on, it just really tames those S sounds a fair bit.
Baddest things all seem so right. Baddest things all seem so right. Baddest things all seem so right for me.
And that's the idea behind de-essing. So I'll show you how you can do it, and I'll be showing you with Maximus. So I've loaded up the default Maximus and it's not affecting the sound.
Baddest things all seem so right.
And the first thing you want to do is target the frequency range that the unwanted kind of S sound is happening, where it sounds really too present. So what I'm going to do is select the mid-band on the multiband compressor and highlight the solo option. So it will solo that mid-band.
Baddest things all seem so right.
And what I want to do is find the frequency range at which that S is the most present, the most abrasive, or most problematic.
Baddest things all seem so right for me. Baddest things all seem so right. Baddest things all. Baddest things all. Baddest thing. Baddest thing. Baddest thing. Baddest thing. Baddest thing. Baddest thing. Baddest things all seem so right. 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 Baddest things all seem so right.
So you can hear that I've pretty much found it with that mid-band.
Baddest things all seem so right.
And then what I want to do is just apply some pretty hard compression to it.
Baddest things all seem so right.
And you can see in this window, it will show you kind of how present that frequency range is.
Baddest things all seem so right.
And so what I'm going to do is kind of watch for where it hits normally, without those really big present S's.
Baddest things all seem so right for me. What I do, not sure if it's so true. What I say seems to be okay.
And then I just want to set a threshold that isn't too low, because I don't want to completely squash this frequency range. I don't want it to be completely removed or anything. I don't want it to sound like this.
Baddest things all seem so right for me. Baddest.
Because I don't want to lose some of that brightness. And then I just want to apply a pretty high ratio with an appropriate attack and release setting.
Baddest things all seem so right.
I'm not going to perfect it in this video, I just want to give you an idea. But you can see that even just applying that compression here.
Baddest things all seem so
really helps to reduce that S sound.
Baddest things all seem so things all seem so right. Things all seem so right. Things all seem so things all seem so right. Things all seem so things all seem so.
So you can hear that there's a good difference between those. The S has been tamed a fair bit, and if I wanted to, I could kind of adjust everything, get it nice and perfect. But yeah, that's pretty much the idea behind de-essing, is just find the offending frequency range and compress it pretty hard so that you don't have that problem, but at the same time you don't lose the normal brightness in your sound.
Things all seem so right for me. What I do, I'm not sure if it's so true. What I say seems.
And this technique doesn't have to be limited to vocals, and it doesn't have to be limited to the highest frequency ranges. If there's any sound that you're using in a track that has a certain frequency range that at certain points in that sound all of a sudden get way too loud, you can use the same concept and kind of target that frequency range and compress it pretty hard so that the normal typical sound of it isn't affected, but when it does have that spike in loudness, it gets kind of smoothed out and helps the whole sound become more uniform and allows it to fit in the mix better and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully this video is helpful. Hopefully you have an idea of how you can use a multiband compressor to de-ess vocals and also remove any kind of odd spikes in level of other frequency ranges in various other sounds. This was a pretty quick video, but really it's all about targeting the desired frequency range that is causing that problem and then compressing it in such a way that its normal level isn't affected, but when it has that really big spike, or in this vocal case when it has that S, you just kind of clamp down on it using a compressor to help it sound a lot more uniform and a lot more pleasant.